Okay, welcome Vintage Gamers to a Vintage Preliminary at Monday night. Yeah, okay. It has been a long time since I have revisited Atraxa and Oath. I've just kind of been letting other people do it for me. I've been exploring other things, but I figured it's time we stop back and try some more show and tell Atraxa Oath. So I've been looking at what people have played in the last few lists, and I've been thinking about what is, what makes for a compelling combo-oriented Oath list. And so we're going to try some interesting things today. We're going to try having Tinker Citadel in the deck. We're going to try having Vault Key in the deck. Pretty normal big blue mana base for show and tell as well. And then in some of my flex slots, I have my typical Flash and Yogwill and some Okos. But I also am going to try a Regrowth today, which will let us pick and choose some things that get milled over while we are putting our Atraxas into play. Just kind of a shot in the dark sideboard full of the most powerful anti-vintage cards in the format. So we'll just take a quick peek and see how it goes. If you'd like to see your deck played on this channel, check out the Patreon link in the description below, where you can find all the information you need to submit a donation deck list. Let's battle. Okay, here we go. Round one against Sean. Sean has been perfecting a 4-color Tinker Breach list. Recently topped a challenge with it. So I suspect they will still be on such a list. I can pull that up, actually. I expect our opponent to be playing something like this. So 4 Saga, 17 land, Tinker, Vault Key, Breach, Double Breach, Mentor, and Lelia. They're pretty high on Lelia. There's also going to be a Daze and 1 Hercules. So lots of interesting things happening in this list. Not 100% sure if Sean is going to be on time, because I know that this was pretty close to firing. So, oh, here they are, mulliganing to 6. So I'm the one who wasn't on time, as per usual. I got a great hand, obviously. Underground Sea Sapphire, pass, Ancestral on their upkeep with Flusterstorm backup. Like, can't ask for much more in a blue mirror. Yeah, not much to say. Opponent is down to 5 cards on their mulligan. It's a kind of interesting list from Sean. I like the dress down in the sideboard. Rabtrap is a little sus in my mind, but some interesting cards in there. Let's go Underground Sea Sapphire. Upkeep Ancestral. We'll do it off of this so I can maybe vamp if I need to. How has it been going? I haven't been testing it. I've kind of let other people do some testing. I did a bunch of testing early to show that it was a viable choice to play Atraxas and show and tells and stuff, and then I did other things. So I haven't really been testing it. So I'll have to, that's why we're doing it tonight. Seems to do okay. Some people have liked it, some people haven't. That has got to be one of the worst Ancestral recalls I have ever seen. Wow, that is a painfully bad Ancestral recall. My opponent is down to 3 cards though, so I'm not too worried. But maybe I'll be able to put this Citadel back in my deck with a Brainstorm. Or maybe we'll draw the Manifold Key, but that was quite bad. But my opponent is on 3 cards in hand, so I don't mind splashing white for Mentor in Breach. I think that's fine. I think what I'm gonna do is just play my top and play my land, and that's it. Oh, sorry to hear that. Ancestral? Oh, consider. Sure. It's 2 considers. That consider put a card on the top of their library. Yeah, I think I'm just going to pass with spin available, force up. I don't really see any reason to press the issue here. I do have to be wary of the 1-days. I only have 1 more Flusterstorm in my deck. All right, did not find what I was looking for, really. But I can force this if I want. Which I do think I want. I'm not really sure Oko matters at all in this kind of matchup. I'm going to spin still, just in case I can find a fetch underneath. Oh, I did find a fetch underneath. Awesome. I probably should have ordered that the other way around. I think I am just going to fetch, spin, and maybe time walk. We'll see what happens. Okay. I am going to run this straight into days. That's fine. We assume our opponent is on 4-color breach. They had force blue card as their last cards, and we have force blue card. All right, not bad. All right, I'm gonna get a Citadel, and sure, we'll cast Show and Tell. My opponent has no cards in hand. And then we're bricked. So my opponent can top deck Ancestral here. Okay, a land drop. An Oath. Another Oath. Show and Tell. Might crack that one away. This has not been the best Bolas' Citadel. Another Oath. Okay. Oh, and a Flusterstorm. All right. Well. Bolas' Citadel, everyone. It's fine. I think everything will be just okay. 7 cost Atraxa. I certainly made this game closer than it probably could have been. Maybe Tinker Citadel, not so good in this deck. Well, we know what we're getting here. I have to put 3 Oath triggers on the stack. Oh, we could have, I don't know. Casting Show and Tell there, like, just opens you up to getting Citadel, right? I feel like that's insane. I think that would be too much. I will take Ponder, Key, Force, Orchard. Sure. Done. Okay. I don't know. So, like, obviously Citadel is not at its best in this deck, but I don't know if it matters that much. There are a lot of dead cards, though. Yeah, I mean, I could. There's no reason not to finish resolving my first Atraxa trigger, and then at that point, I'm deterministically lethal, so... Like, I have a Manifold Key and Force of Will. My opponent can't beat that. It's not something I'm interested in doing. So, I don't know what we're going to bring in against our opponent here. They do have 2 creatures and 4 sagas. Like, theoretically, these cards are pretty good. Where Dismember, or where Blade Line is probably not that good. My opponent is also at least some number of Pyroblasts. Worth noting. Like, we could just take out Vault Key, and Top, and Citadel. Take this out, and play Null Rods, and Negation, and Vigor. Kind of like that idea. Not, like, thrilled with the idea, but it's fine. Take out this island. Yeah, let's try that. Sure. That seems like a reasonable sketchy keep. Lots to love about this hand. Looks like we're going to get Ancestral, though. Okay. What do I want to do? I think what I want to do is play my Black Lotus to play around Daze and then cast Demonic Tutor. And if it gets flustered, I think that's okay. Interesting. Okay, I'm just going to get the Atraxa and pass. This gives me multiple attempts to resolve Show and Tell. Okay. How many negation? 1 negation. I don't think I'm going to play around them like playing Tinker here. Pass. Maybe hold up a negation. Kind of think I just want to draw land and cast Show and Tell with not my Lotus. Flusterstorm. So I can't pay for a Flusterstorm and cast a Flusterstorm, but... I don't know how much permission my opponent has in their hand. It kind of feels like they have a decent amount, but hard to say. Okay, this is hard cast negation, so that's a very easy, we Flusterstorm it. And then we probably get our Show and Tell forced. But that's okay. It takes a lot of cards out of their hand. That's kind of what I read as well. Okay. Force pitching, dress down. Sure. Good to know they brought in the dress down. Yep. So I still have Vigor Force open. Or sorry, I still have Vigor open, pitching Oath, and then I have on any mana a second Show and Tell. So pretty happy. Sure. They put a Citadel into the bottom. That's kind of good for me, because if my opponent had kept the Citadel in their hand, it would have been really rough against Show and Tell, huh? All right, just looking for a land and hoping they don't have another 1-mana spell. Did not hit that, so I guess this is unfortunate, because they're just going to get some better card selection with top. Not exactly a card I can hit with Vigor. If they go for like a Saga, though, clearly going to go for Vigor. Lelia. So Lelia is a weird one, because it goes right into my Oath plan, but it obviously... Oh, they just click through attacks. All right. Green mana gives me Oath as well, with Flusterstorm backup. All right, well, I'm going to try to resolve this spell. I don't think I have the luxury to wait around on it. Oh, they have Force on top? So they left Force on top. That's why they didn't attack with Lelia. Okay, smart. Sure. Had Daze on top as well. All right, interesting play. I still think we're winning this game with a land drop, though. For either way. Oath or... I think I'm going to hit this. All right, so they get to draw a card, and then they get a blind card. And I'm still looking for just Show and Tell now, but I think that's okay as well. All right. Time to find out if they have another piece of interaction. All right. I have Atraxa. Do you have like a mentor? Okay, has a mentor. All right. So I will take Time Walk, Force of Will, Forbidden Orchard. I can actually take Mana Crypt Time Walk, right? Mana Crypt Atraxa. And I guess no reason not to take Oath either. Kind of the nuts. I think I'm just going to take my Time Walk turn first. Yeah, I mean, that was basically the best possible, I would think. Somewhere close to the best possible. What does Atraxa do? Everything. Reveal 10, pick one card of every type. So I have another Atraxa here, right? But I don't think I'm going to cast another Atraxa. I think what I'll just do is play out my Oath of Druids. That way I can hold open Force Fluster, and then I can just put another Oath in on my next turn and just draw more cards that way. My opponent doesn't know about Flusterstorm, but they know I have blue card Force. I also have hard cast Force. So my opponent's going to have a pretty hard time beating this. This is Lightning Bolt targeting me to make a Monk token. You got it. I don't care. I'm just going to counter any spell they have here, and it should just be game. I guess technically this thing can get played, but I have another force, so what does it matter? I just eat their Lelia, force whatever they play, get another filled hand with Atraxa. This card is nuts. Best creature in all of Magic? Question mark? Check out my video. Chill. That video is good. I like that video. You should watch that video. Okay, round 2, Vintage Prelim. We're up against the Dredge Master himself. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, that's a pretty decent one. I mean, it's not great, but it's decent. We can vamp for a force and then slam an oath. Or vamp for, you know, Lotus and go for Lotus, Show and Tell, Atraxa, and then slam an oath. This is a compelling hand. I have turn 2 double opportunities. I guess if I do that, I'm gonna get Mind Break trapped, right? But you know, sometimes you just have to let it happen. All right, Beerus is on the mold of 5. So more mulligans than normal, but not enough mulligans to make me feel happy. Yes, Bizarre Baghdad. Okay, and how many Dredgers? How many Hollow Ones? How many Griefs? If we get Griefs, it's not that bad, right? Yeah, I would say Beerus mulligans 1 time a match. True. Factually accurate. That's why they're the Dredge Master. Simply mulligan less, and you'll be better at Dredge. Confirmed. All right. Force of Will was pitched. And, okay, so 1 Dredger and a Force was pitched, which makes me think they have another piece of interaction, or they didn't have a blue card. So what is the optimal play here? I assume the optimal play is let it resolve, right? Because if they take my oath, I'm going to want to get mana with my Vampiric Tutor. And if they take my Vampiric Tutor, I still have an oath. And if they take my Show and Tell, I can vamp for a force. Or I could vamp for oath. So I assume I just let this grief resolve because I have so much redundancy. Like the worst possible outcome is what? They take Vampiric Tutor and then they force my oath, which means I'm a turn late if I don't draw mana. So if I vamp instead for an oath and they take my oath and then I play another oath, so maybe I was supposed to vamp for oath. That still doesn't help me though, right? That doesn't resolve an oath on the next turn. All that does is gives me an extra oath that I guarantee get to play on the following turn, whereas Show and Tell I don't get to guarantee play. So I don't think that's as good. My opponent could also just not have a force back up here. They did pitch a force, which means they either have a force or they don't have a blue card, right? And they pitched this Prized Amalgam to Grief. That's interesting. I wonder what that means. Because they don't have any more Dredgers, or they would just pitch Dredgers. So the 2 cards in their hand are not Dredgers. So it's either black card Grief, blue card Force, green card Vigor, or Hollow Ones, maybe? But we have to think it has to be compelling, though, if they're going to pitch Force of Will. Unless they have no black cards besides Prized Amalgam. And then they have maybe they have no black cards and no blue cards, so they just pitch the Force and pitch the Amalgam to get the instant Grief. Well, I mean, they need to put a Dredger in the yard. I think not putting a Dredger in the yard would be quite poor. I mean, they're thinking about this a lot, which, okay, so they put the Atraxa away. That's good for me, right? I can just vamp for force. Okay, they don't even have force. They have hollow one. Okay, so what does that mean we vamp for? Is there something compelling to vamp for here? We could just vamp for Time Walk. And that way we can go Oath on our next turn. Why do you want to go Lotus? What does Lotus do? They have one card left in their hand, so I don't think I need to worry about getting Vigored, right? I don't think I need a Force of Will either. I'm going to vamp for Time Walk, play an Oath on my turn. How much life does this cost me? 1 life, 2 life, 3 life, 4 life is 6 life. I get 1 life, 2 life, 3 life, 4 life, 8 life. Yeah, I don't know. I think my play is correct. So I'm going to go Underground Sea, vamp, Time Walk. Maybe they're, I don't know. Tropical, Oath. Oh, I'm just going to do my line. I mean, I'm always down to try to explain it. So now they have they no upkeep activate, just a Dredge. But it's a Dredge of a, oh, they have, Bazaar is their last card. Ah, okay. Can this get all the way through an Atraxa? Not with Time Walk. I think this is... we just got 16 health with all 4 Creeping Chills. He's so good, man. Are you kidding me? Is it just a turn 2 kill with Dredge? Because they hit all 4 Creeping Chills in their top 33 cards? 1 Dredger in the yard into kill me? How? With no Icarid. Just activate, put a Stinkweed Imp in their yard, untap, kill me. So I could have chosen not to vamp here, but that wouldn't have worked either. I would have got Icarided through my Atraxa probably. I mean, I think I made the right plays. That's crazy. That's so wild. Chat, what do you want me to say to Beerus? All right, I'm gonna bring in Ley Lines, Tabernacle, and Sphinx, and then I'm going to take out Misstep, Vault Key, Oko, and run like this. I'm not 100% sure that we actually win the game if, like, our opponent doesn't hit. Like, say they miss on 1 Creeping Chill. We get to take our turn. We get an Atraxa and a Time Walk. We put ourselves back to 10, and we have a Vigilancing Atraxa at 10 life. With them having 1 Creeping Chill and 2 Icarids. And they had an Archamiba, right? So they would have had all their prized amalgams and all their Silver Smoke Ghouls. So we probably don't even win, even if they don't hit all 4 Creeping Chills. That's a heck of a hand. Sure. How do I lead this? This is a sick hand. Opponent is on a mold of 5. Yeah, but Lotus Show... Opponent is on a mold of 4. Probably land Lotus Show, and that way if they force me, I can Mind Break... I can Ancestral, right? Probably. My opponent's only on a 4-card hand now. Got a force in your 4-card Bizarre hand? No. All right, well, I have an Atraxa, so I think they can concede. I will take force, Underground Sea, Ruby, Atraxa. I guess I'll just take everything. My next step is like getting a Leyline in play. I'm just gonna actually Ancestral myself here. Even if they have like Misstep or Mindbreak Trap, I don't think I really care very much. Just force response. I don't want to put the second Atraxa in. I kind of want to be able to show and tell a Leyline. Oath is just as good, right? Give us another one later. All right, so they get 1 turn of activating. We have an active Atraxa. We will get another Atraxa on our trigger here, and then we can show and tell a Leyline, hopefully, and that should just be it. Sure, I'll force back. Whatever. All right, they have an upkeep activate, Dredge 5, Dredge 3, not that good. Dredge 5, hit Amoeba, hits double Amalgam, not that good. F6. Oh, we don't even have to show and tell. We actually have the mana to play a Leyline now. Definitely gonna flip over here. Oh, I flipped over a Sphinx of the Steel Wind. That's fun. I did mill at 2 Leylines. I forgot I put the Sphinx in my deck too. I don't know. Does it matter what I do? They're just dead on the next swing here. Yeah, I guess I'll look for a Time Walk, right? Why not? Tinker, Soul Ring, Orchard. Oh, none of this does anything. All right. Here you go, opponent. I guess it's not lethal because they have an Archamiibo, right? Okay, cool. All right. Okay. Very nice. Yeah, that... Well, I mean, I did deal 4 damage to myself, right? But it wasn't even like a super strong activation. Like, they didn't put any Icarids in their graveyard in game 1. It was just 1 Stinkweed amp. It was crazy. Oath is a May, but I have like 7,000 Oath creatures here, so it'll be okay. All right, resubmit. Well, on the draw, we're gonna draw our Leyline of the Voids. That doesn't look good enough. That does not look good. They kept a 7-card Dredge hand. Uh-oh. All right, let's mulligan. All right. Keep. Bottom a Ruby. I have a Leyline. I think I'm gonna let the hollow one resolve. Obviously, like... Second hollow one, huh? Yeah. Man, Hollow One is so broken. I have to force this. I have to freaking force it. I swear to God, chat, if I get Vigored here, like this was the single best draw in my deck, but I just got rid of my Force of Will. I'm gonna get Vigored, man. I'm gonna get Vigored. Oh, it's safe. I'm safe. I live. I live. So they can still draw Vigor and Vigor in my upkeep if they hit the Hollow One and the Oath of Druids. But that would be okay with me. So it's not, I'm not getting a trigger resolving and getting me an Atraxa for sure yet. Like, if I had an Oath of Druids in my hand, obviously I never forced the Hollow One, but I didn't have an Oath of Druids, so I figured I have to force it. It's too much clock. I have to probably cast Ponder and find an actions, you know? Oh, man. What a crazy match. Oh, they didn't activate Bazaar. Do I get to resolve my Oath? Let's find out. Or did they draw the green card or Vigor? Because they can Vigor, Hollow One, and Oath here and fizzle this trigger. Oh, look at that. They drew it. All right, so sorry, I guess that makes more sense. They'll hit Leyline. Really? Does this make more sense? Hitting Leyline and Hollow One over Oath and Leyline? I guess it's really hard for them to win if they don't have if there's a Leyline in play, but now I can, like, they still can't put a creature in play. And I can draw an Orchard too. Activation. Looking for a mental misstep, I guess. Hits Golgari Grave Troll Icarid. Leyline of the Void Show and Tell. If my opponent Vigor's Oath in Leyline, there's still a Hollow One in play and an Oath of Druid's trigger on the stack, and I get an Atraxa. So if I take Leyline Show and Tell, and then I Show and Tell in a Leyline on the next turn, that's good, right? I don't think that's good. My instinct is that's not good. I'm gonna shuffle. I'm still not sure I'm currently winning. Like, don't I just take a bunch of damage from Icarids and Creeping Chills and lose? Oh, they hit an Archamoeba. Is that a May? It's a May. Is this Prize Amalgam a May? Prize Amalgam is not a May. Oh, but they didn't see the Prize Amalgam. Things are bad. I'm pretty sure we're losing right now. Yeah, we're just gonna lose this game, right? How do I win this game? Brainstorm, or I need to hit Orchard Time Walk. Is that the only way we're winning this game? Demonic. I don't have a way to clear the graveyard, do I? I don't think I put a way to clear the graveyard in my thing. I do have Tinker Sphinx. No, there's no way for me to clear the graveyard. I'm not technically dead on board, but if they hit any more creeping chills, I am. How many creeping chills are gone? One. There's only one creeping chill left in their deck. Tinker Sphinx is definitely not too slow if I do it on this turn. Tinker Sphinx is just winning. I think I have to brainstorm. Try to find a piece of something. I'm pretty sure no matter what, we're just supposed to brainstorm to start. And then I have demonic after. I hit Lotus, so now I can just tinker, right? This does let them trigger Oath of Druids, I guess, but... This was a crazy match. I guess they're probably supposed to just do the Oath trigger. I don't know what that will do. This is why I like playing with a Tormod script in my deck. Maybe the answer is I should have a Singleton Soul Guide Lantern in my deck. So with 2 Icarids and 1 Creeping Chill, it's not going to be enough to hit through the Sphinx right now. Oath could put Stinkweed in block Sphinx. I mean, I think I just have to let that happen, right? I have first strike. True. True. Factually accurate. Well, they don't have that many chills left. They have 1 chill, 2 chills exiled, 3rd chill is in their yard. So they only have 1 chill left. So they chose not to Oath. They hit Amoeba, which they can choose yes or no on. If they choose yes, we'll get a Atraxa as well. So I don't think that helps them, right? Like, even if they were to bring their whole graveyard back, I get an Atraxa. So I don't think it matters. So what is the point of bringing back 1 Icarid here? They hit their last chill. So they can try to go for a lethal Icarid on the next turn. Is it a lethal Icarid on the next turn? I still hit them for 6 here. I go to 11. Oh, this brings back exactly 1 amalgam? No, because it does bring back exactly 1 amalgam. Okay. So do I gain anything by stopping this Bazaar? I don't think I gain anything, right? I'm better off playing my Beseiju and... Yeah, they get another Amalgam back on my end step, and then they attack with 1, 2, 3 Icarids plus 2 Amalgams is 15, but I have 17 life. So I just barely live. So maybe I should hit this thing with Beseiju. They needed to have 1 more chill, but they exiled too many chills with their Serum Powders. I think that is a true statement. Huh? So do I gain anything by besieging their bazaar? I think the answer is no. They can just dredge through if they want to dredge through. They're like 3 damage short or something, right? I just don't think it does anything. Yeah, they needed one less chill to be exiled by Serum Powder, and they would have won this game. They also had some like weird prize amalgam hits that were like they got exactly one into play or one back. I'm pretty shocked how that game played out. I wonder if there's something we could have done better. I'm not sure. It was a very weird match. Very, very odd. Okay, crazy tournament so far. Round 3 now, we're up against Snoopy. Snoopy is usually playing Esper Tinker or sometimes Oath. Sounds great, obviously. Well, I interact with them on Twitter, so I hope not. GG's Beerus, that was a pretty crazy match. We both had some extremely high variance things happen in those games. That game 1, it was so beautiful. Don't me. I wonder where I'm supposed to go with this hand. Is the answer just like play top pass? Kind of feels like that's the answer. Play top pass, technically have force up, can then on my turn, you know, draw a card naturally, also have spin and fetches. Not exactly sure how we want to play this turn, this hand out, but I think the answer is probably play top pass. Yeah, I'm gonna go with play top pass. It could also be fetch basic island, play top pass. Because if we're gonna be spinning for a blue card, then we don't really want to have a fetch. Yeah, I mean, we have blind draw top as well, so not necessarily. I just don't think it's good to Ancestral here with no force backup on their upkeep, and then where do we go from there? If they counter our force, we have no blue card for force and no follow-up, right? Doesn't seem very strong. There certainly are other options, but I think I like this the most. That's pretty interesting. I guess technically we do have regrowth on Ancestral, but we didn't really have the mana to do something like that. So now where do we go? Because we still are looking for blue card for our Ancestral, but we can Ancestral on their upkeep and pay for Flusterstorm, which is kind of interesting. And we can also spin for blue card force. And then we can still go regrowth Ancestral on the next turn. So there's a lot of things happening now. They know our whole hand, obviously, but so that's kind of unfortunate, but I feel like there's a lot of upside right now to Ancestraling on their upkeep. Definitely don't want Ancestral on my turn, because like, getting negated would be pretty bad for our regrowth. So they have force pitching Lavinia. This is... do I want to spin anyways? Like, I'm never fighting over this. So they are going to Esper Tinker again. I guess if I drew Flusterstorm, I would be fighting over this. Would I be fighting over this if I drew Flusterstorm? I don't think it hurts me to spin now. Flash Atraxa. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to leave Atraxa on top because that's a better card to pitch to Force. And then next turn, we could just go Flash Atraxa if they tap out. It's not even that good. It's fine, but I'm not going to want to fetch, which is unfortunate. I guess I could lose my top, get Flash Atraxa, fetch, go Regrowth Ancestral as well. There's definitely merit to playing Key. Absolutely. How much do I care about Lavinia? I don't think it's fine, because if we flash Atraxa, we want to be able to play forces off of it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to force this and go for just Regrowth Ancestral. Not 100% sure if like pitching Atraxa is better than pitching Force, but I think the answer is, or sorry, better than pitching Flash, but so this just lets me redraw top and then go Regrowth Ancestral. That obviously plays into negation. I would like to redraw top. I could just go top. What's my top card? My top card is Forbidden Orchard. No, my top card is Flash. I don't want Flash, particularly, now that I don't have an Atraxa. So I could just go top and key here. I think I would rather jam my thing while they don't have Flusterstorm up. They're like a 3 Flusterstorm deck, right? They're also a double negation deck. But I mean, to have to resolve Show and Tells and Oath of Druids anyways. I'm just going to go Regrowth on Ancestral, cast Ancestral. I think that's okay. Okay, so we have Key, top, Demonic, and Boseiju. Okay. Now, do we want to save Boseiju? In case they... There's no way I can put protection this turn, right? Unless I had... No. Because I can't get force. Like, if my opponent tinkers me this turn, I have no recourse, right? Don't think so. So... I'm going to hold... I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to hold this Boseiju or not. I'm going to play the Boseiju. I don't think I have any really compelling ways to stop my opponent from murdering me if they have. I guess that's a reason to hold Besage You. I mean, I have Volt Key now, if it resolves. I guess my best card to draw is Flusterstorm. I guess they could... Okay, Force Blue card is pretty compelling, too. Yeah. I guess I should put Ponder in my hand first. Hold Breacher. Okay. There's no way for me to get my Force, right? 1, 2... Draw now doesn't help me. I don't have any mana to spin again or anything like that. I think I just have to hope they don't have a Force. I mean, they would have to have another Force. They would have to have drawn Force. I don't even have a way of paying the blue mana. Yeah, we know we have Force Ponder. I put Force Ponder on top because I wanted to be able to draw Force and then draw Ponder with Sensei's top and then do the thing. But it's fine. I mean, we'll just make them have a counterspell. They don't have it. We do have a active Mana Crypt. I mean, maybe they do have it. I mean, okay. They probably should just play out through the active Mana Crypt there, but I'm not really convinced I played that game optimally. There was a lot of decision making and a lot of different trees we could have gone down. You could probably make like 5 different decisions on the first 2 turns of that game. I didn't want to go for Tinker because of Flusterstorm that they're tapped out for. So yeah, I didn't think that far ahead. I had in my mind I was going to Demonic for Time Vault because of Flusterstorm. But they tapped out, so I didn't readjust after that because I was talking. You're right though. We should go for Tinker to get rid of the Mana Vault. Okay, my opponent is on Esper Saga. I kind of like the idea of what I did earlier against Sean, where I boarded out Tinker, Citadel, Vault Key, top, and brought in negations and vigors. And then I also boarded out an island. Yeah, this is what I did. I did exactly this boarding here. Tinker for Time Vault just gets rid of the Mana Crypt, chat, so I don't die to my own damage. Yeah, this looks like how I want to play this game. Maybe you also take out Mana Crypt in this and to keep Vigor. Yeah, I like this. Dismember for Lavinia? No, it's fine. Lavinia is annoying, but it's not like so annoying that I want to bring in Dismember for it. Dismember is almost entirely in the sideboard for Containment Priest. This is no good. This is no good. These hands have been bad. I guess this is what we're keeping. I think the answer here is just Vigor and Negation. We're gonna get turn 1 Lavinia and die, like, but I mean, Lavinia would kill us anyways, right? Because we would never be able to cast our spells. Dismember is not the best card against Lavinia because you require 3 lands. All right. I mean, there's certainly power in my hand, so. That's a lot of mocks. Needle, sure. What are they gonna needle? Volkey? I hope so. Oko, maybe. Misty Rainforest? I actually did not play the forest in my sideboard today, so I have a single Misty Rainforest instead of 4 Misty Rainforest. Normally my Oath lists have 4, but I decided that the forest wasn't good anymore. I'm gonna draw a Misty Rainforest, obviously, but... I can't really beat Flusterstorm, unfortunately, but... I guess I technically could pay for it, right? Pay 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 plus force, maybe. They only have 3 cards left in their hand, and they needled Rainforest, so that makes me pretty happy. It definitely makes up for my large amount of mulliganing. Oh. Well, that kind of changes things, doesn't it? I'm pretty good sure I'm just gonna jam this show and tell. I mean, if I get flustered, am I gonna pay and force? No. So I guess I get to ponder after that. Am I winning if my ancestral gets pondered here? I don't really consider myself winning if my ancestral gets flustered here either. Like, if my show and tell gets flustered, then I can still top deck land and cast ancestral. If my ancestral gets flustered, I can't top deck land and cast show and tell. I need to draw three pieces of mana. Like, I can ponder after, but then I have to draw 3 pieces of mana still. And I can't pitch my Atraxa to my force because I need my show and tell. So I am going to cast show and tell. Resolvers. See what they got. Academy. Okay. I am going to take Force of Will. Mox Ruby, Mox Pearl, I guess. Oko, Delta. They're off it. They're off it. They are off it. Ooh. So what are we taking here? Just out of curiosity. We're taking Force of Will. We're taking Ruby. We're taking Oko. We're taking Delta. We're taking Regrowth or Yogwill. I don't know. We're winning. Like, we're going to go Delta, fetched, Ancestral. Double force backup. Game over. All right. Kind of smashing the tournament tonight. Okay, here we go. 4th and final round of this vintage preliminary event. Currently the only 3-0 in the field. See if we can be the only 4-0. We're playing against Chase, last seen on mono white. This hand doesn't really function, so we're going to mulligan it. This hand is pretty awkward, but definitely a keep. I'm just going to put away... Well, if they're not on mono white, I would probably not want to put away the Flusterstorm, but... There's actually, like, not a lot of upside to putting away the Flusterstorm, unless we draw another blue card. Okay, it's pretty reasonable. Yeah, so it is mono white. All right, Cavern Thalia. That's really bad for me. I'm never forcing the Chrome Mox there. Feels too bad. It's a pretty nice draw. So I'll go Basic Island and then Pearl. That'll let me hold up Force. And hopefully they don't have, like, a Cavern on Archon. All right, Ancient Tomb, they have a Seasoned Engineer uncounterable. Oh, they have a Anointed Peacekeeper uncounterable. Okay. This is tough because even if I vamp for Oath, I can't cast it. Well, they're just going to name Brainstorm, sure. I'm pretty far behind in this game just because I was on the draw. Is it even? Yeah, I mean, playing this out is worth. So this technically holds up Force and Vamp. I don't know what we can really Vamp for here. I guess we can Vamp for Tinker, but is Tinker against Thalia going to be what we want to do? I guess we could technically hit the anointed, the Atraxa off it. They have another human. Ooh, at least we got this out of the way. That's kind of nice. Lots of value off of this Cavern of Souls here. Pearl. Okay, they don't know I'm on Oath, clearly, then. It's a good sign. Maybe what I'll do is Brainstorm. I don't know. What's my plan here? I don't have a lot of health to work with. If I crack for a black mana and cast Brainstorm, and then on my upkeep, if I'm upkeep vamping, it's just never going to work. I can't vamp for Tinker. I mean, I think we're just doomed by this Cavern of Souls, aren't we? My Brainstorm costs 4. True. Factually accurate. What am I doing then? What are we doing then? Guess we're just casting Ancestral, right? Get Bayou. No. Sorry, friend. I don't play Bayous. It's just Ancestral. All right. We're going to have to ask for a lot from this Ancestral, right? We're going to go down to 10, take 7. We need to hit and play Oath somehow. I don't know how exactly we're doing that, but... Lotus Oath? Close. But no cigar. All right. Not going to show them anything more, so they don't think I'm on Oath. I will bring in Dismember, and I want to take out Tinker. Maybe? I could keep Tinker Sphinx, I guess. I'm not sure if I want to do that, though. Flusterstorm's obviously bad. Mental Misstep is pretty bad. Negation is fine. So maybe we play like this. I don't think I want... I could play Null Rod on the play. I'm not convinced that's the way to win this game, though. I mean, maybe playing Null Rod on the play is better than playing Force of Negation. Doesn't feel good. Let's roll like this. I'm not really convinced you want to bring in Null Rod here. So this is probably fine. There's definitely some things that could happen that are annoying here, but... Oh, Chancellor of the Annex. Huh. I think that means I just get my Mana Crypt countered. I guess I could just fetch an Underground Sea and resolve my Mana Crypt. I guess if they play a turn 1 Thalia, I do want a Mana Crypt. But then I can't vamp. I guess I can still vamp. There's just like some downsides to vamping here. It's kind of weird. I think I am going to play and resolve my Mana Crypt, though. So hopefully the damage is not too high from whatever they choose to do here. Oh, Cavern Thalia. Yeah. All right. So now I don't want to vamp because it leaves me with nothing really. I lost a flip immediately as well. This is quite bad for me. I'm not sure what the play is going to be. I'd love to Oath, but I'm like super scared of the stupid Lauren. I could just get an Atraxa and flash it. Guess I'm pretty close to just casting Atraxa as well. Anointed Peacekeeper. Well, this doesn't really matter, so I'll just let this resolve. Oh, I guess it does matter because I have to use an orchard, but I think that's fine. No, I guess I should have vamped in response. I forgot I have to go 4 mana. Huh. So is Atraxa Flash better than Oath here? I can take 2 damage down to 12, 3 damage down to 9, 5 damage down to 4, 3 damage down to 2. Yikes. Yeah, but I'm not convinced, like, if we play Flash... Oh, they just named Flash, so Flash can't be better. Like, 4 mana Flash is, like, there's no chance 4 mana Flash is going to be good. Right? I don't think it gets us to any place that makes me happy. I wish I could just cast Atraxa here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What if was I supposed to regrow my... No, that wouldn't have helped. I could get an Oko. What about Oko stand up my jet? I feel like that's bad in different ways. I feel like Oko stand up my jet is worse in different ways. I could get Tinker and just Tinker a Sphinx into play. Then I'm still sad against Lauren. And I'm still sad against Solitude. And I don't get an Atraxa trigger. I don't like any of these options. Maybe my deck's bad. I feel like this matchup should be good, but this Cavern Thalia has been very annoying. I guess I also just haven't had hands that just like played very early Oaths either. I'm not sure. There's definitely some upside to just going Oko. I don't think there's enough upside though. So if I go Oath, I can still do regrow on my Vamp, but I can't play my Vamp, right? So if I did Oath, it'd be Oath off of this. And then I can play Regrowth. I can Vamp on my next upkeep and get Time Walk maybe. Well, Flash currently costs 5 mana to cast. So I don't think flashing an Atraxa is very good for us. We do draw a bunch of cards, but it doesn't really help us. Also, giving them a bunch of tokens here is pretty bad. I think we're just losing this game if they have a secondary form of interaction. I also lost both mana crypt flips in this game. So, yeah. I think it's pretty doomed. Well, I don't think anything ends the game fast. That's the problem. So if I cast Regrowth on my Vamp... I get hit for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, I'm just gonna die to this mana crypt flip, aren't I? That gives them exactly enough. I don't know. I guess the best play was Tinker for a Sphinx and hope they have no interaction for it. They just have Archon. Okay. So I have to win a mana crypt flip here. I have to win 2 mana crypt flips. Yeah, that's not good. I have lost all both of my mana crypt flips. So, I won that one, and I get an Atraxa. I'm probably going to need Tinker and Time Walk or something. Can't get both of them off Atraxa, but they could also just have Solitude. Show and Tell. I hit Time Vault and Key, but I can't take them both. Okay. So let's take Tropical Island, Atraxa, Force, Show and Tell, and Time Vault. Is it better than Pearl? I could take Fetch and Fetch. What do I have in my yard? I have Show and Tell, Soul Ring. I don't think I see any straightforward line. Time Walk and Tinker are our best draws. Well, we do want to shuffle if we want to get our key, right? Making my guy unblockable doesn't really matter. So I'm kind of debating if I want Pearl or not. These don't go in my yard, chat. These go on the bottom of my library. Still probably supposed to take key. I'm just trying to figure... I could keep this fetch land. I don't think I'm supposed to. I think I'd rather try to draw Time Walk and... I drew another Atraxa. Holy hell. Okay. So I don't have a Tolarian in my deck. I have Flash looking for... Flash is 5 mana right now. I could just Show and Tell for 4 mana and try to find Time Walk or Tinker, but Tinker won't be castable. So it'd have to be Time Walk. I think I would rather... Well, I don't want to Show and Tell something good out of their hand too, though. Is there anything I can do on this turn that makes sense? I don't think so. What about cast another Atraxa? Doesn't help me. So I guess the only real play is play my Manifold Key. Hope they have nothing. Hope we win a flip. Oh, whoa, whoa. What? Sorry, I clicked through that. I didn't think there would be any chance they would have a Solitude. Oh, it doesn't matter. There's an Archon in play. So I had to not play my Manifold Key. I just thought that they would do this in response to the Atraxa trigger. Do I die? 2, 3, 7, 8. No. It's another flip. I mean, I could have not played my Manifold Key, and then I could have forced this. I just thought they would respond to my Atraxa trigger by solituding. So, all right. So, do I win this flip? Kind of looks like I was supposed to fetch, doesn't it? All right. I want to flip. I'm 50-50 now. I hit a Sphinx this time, though. Crap. So I guess I should show and tell an Atraxa. It doesn't let me time walk or anything this turn, though. So I have to win another flip. I don't have a Nature's Claim, right? We can cast Atraxa. True. That doesn't help me, though. Doesn't really change anything. Why didn't I flash at the end of their turn? I don't know. Did I have the mana to do that? Flash costs 5 mana. I'm kind of hitting the end of my my tank here, so. Oh, this doesn't let me force on their turn, so probably bad play. No, I'm just like, I'm running off it. So this is Time Walk, Besiege You, Ancestral, Yog. Oh, Yogwell doesn't do anything. Mox. I mean, I just have to win another flip, right? That's kind of the end-all be-all. Time Walk, Oath, Besiege You, Ancestral. Sure, I don't know, whatever. I'm over it. Oh. I needed a Nature's Claim so I could shoot my Mana Crypt. All right, I mean, if I win all 3 flips in a row, then we win this game. There's nothing I can do about this flip. There's no way I can gain life. So, yeah. Can I win 3 in a row? Nope. I mean, I feel like I threw the game, right? If I had a flash. I assume I threw the game if I had a flash that I could go look at. One, two, three, four on. Yeah, I had flash. So, I mean, I still had to win that other flip and find something off another Atraxa, but no, I have 5 mana because I have key untapping Mana Crypt, so I can play 5 mana flash on their end step. So yeah, I mean, there was a chance that we could have hit Tink. I mean, pretty good chance, right? Seeing as we've seen a ton of cards. Though I guess we wouldn't have hit Sphinx or something. So, I don't know, things get weird, but it was definitely a better chance of winning the game if I cast Flash at the end of my end step here. So, it was weird. I just feel like I didn't have the right cards to beat a turn 1 Thalia in any of the matches we played, or any of the games we played. I did. I mean, I lost 3 crypt flips and I won 2, so it's fine. I think it was all fine. This missed flash is pretty bad, but I don't think there was like substantial things beforehand that could have helped us. We like had to win a bunch of flips, right? Like this vamp. I guess this vamp should have been for Tinker, right? That's the thing that we should have done. And just prayed they had no answer. Well, they had an answer, right? They had Sphinx, or they had a Solitude. So that would have gotten murdered. And then we would have had to, regrow our Vamp. And yeah, I mean, that would have gotten murdered too. So overall, I think the idea we had is fine, but this missed flash here where I had key to untap Mana Crypt was pretty bad. I didn't think my opponent would have Solitude, so I could have also not played my Mana Crypt Fold Key, and then I could have forced the Solitude and gone to 2 and forced a Crypt Flip. And then I would have gained 7 in Vigilance. I guess it doesn't change anything, right? No, that would have changed everything. So if I just hadn't played Manifold Key here, this also wins, right? If I don't play Manifold Key, I force the Solitude, I go to 2, I win a Crypt Flip, and then I attack for 7, lifelinking, I go to 10, and then I'm winning. So 2 misplays. I think playing the key was bad, and then if I play the key, then not playing the flash is bad. So, okay. Yeah, I mean, that's pilot error for sure. But overall, the deck was pretty functional. A solid 3-1 performance. Definitely can't complain about the outcome of today's matches, especially seeing how close the match versus Beerus was. That was a crazy set. I will be back on Wednesday night, Vintage League, and then I'm going to probably try to stream the Friday prelim because I will not be here on Saturday. So live streams on Wednesday and Friday, and new vintage videos on my YouTube channel every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern. I will see you then.